So after reading some of the selected pieces for writing research and technology, I made a bunch of questions to ask my roommates and some of my other friends to answer. But now I'll go through the list first and tell you about my life in regards to technology and future developments. At what age did I first learn to use a computer? I'd say about 7 or 8. My dad brought home one of those big bulky iMacs from his work, and he pretty much taught me how to use it, and I figured it out on my own too. Did I learn before my parents? More or less at the same time. My mom, she's a secretary for an engineering company, so she always had to work with computers, you know, and do like CAD and stuff. So she was good with like drafting, and she was pretty tech savvy. Who's more competent now with a computer, me or my parents? It's a good question. I'd say my mom and I are on par. I know more about like the different social networks and like blogging and doing all that informal stuff, but she's still pretty good with the other applications. My dad is, he's all right with it. Like, he gets by, but there's still a lot of stuff he does, like in a very like antiquated way. All right, how do I feel about the new generation of tech-savvy teens? Do I think they're smarter, less smart, or equal in intelligence to previous generations? I think it's a different kind of smart. I believe that every generation, you know, has their aptitude. I'd say if you took students in the 40s and 50s, I'd say their handwriting is definitely, you know, more, like, it's probably impeccable compared to mine, just because I don't handwrite that much anymore. But, you know, you look at those people growing up now, like my grandparents, I mean, they're not that good with technology just because it was never part of their aptitude. So I'd say people aren't getting smarter or dumber. I think they're just staying the same, but using different means of getting their points across. Let's see. Did I play a lot of educational computer games as a kid? I actually did. I used to love the Reading Blaster and Math Blaster games. Reading Blaster more because I like reading and writing, and math just kind of sucks. But yeah, I used to play those a lot. I used to play a lot of typing games my mom would bring home because she thought I was like a terrible typer, which I actually am still kind of bad. So yeah, I didn't play those a lot either, but I liked the Reading Blaster because you learn like vocabulary and sentence structure and formation without even really feeling like you're learning, because it's a game, you know, and it takes you through all these levels. And I actually credit that a lot to, you know, my ability now to read and write pretty well. Would I consider myself a digital native or a digital immigrant? That's a good question. You know, I think I'd say a combination of both. Like, I know a lot about, I'd say, computers, different applications, websites, but I don't have an iPhone, I don't have an iPad, I don't really know anything about that. I mean, I figure eventually I'll get an iPhone, and it is useful, but I don't want to really, you know, rely on that because, I mean, it's not true with everybody who has an iPhone, but it's pretty, like, it becomes your life, and I don't want that to consume me, at least not yet. Is it important to me to have the highest quality technological devices up to date? No, not really. Like, I like my computer a lot. Camera equipment is good. But like, in regards to phones, I don't really care. It's a phone. Phone's a phone. What do I do the most on my cell phone? Text, call, check the internet, check email, operate Twitter. I actually tweet from my phone. I like doing that. I text a good amount. I usually only call my parents or like my grandparents or people like on professional level, or sometimes my friends to get lunch, like if I don't feel like dealing with like the texting. Do I use Twitter? Yes, I like Twitter. Do I view it as more useful or fun? I'd say fun. I mean, I use it for fun. I have friends who follow like CNN and stuff, so they're always getting like news updates, but I don't really care. I just like following my friends and that kind of stuff, tweeting at people, reposting or retweeting things that I like. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important are new technologies to your life? 4 to 5, I'd say. I'd say maybe about 5. Because like I really, you know, I like my computer, but I also just I could care less about phones really. What technological device could you not live without? You know, not to be redundant, but my laptop, you know, I use it for everything. Like, my major is radio, TV, film, so I'm always, like, if I need to edit a project and I don't feel like going into the labs in Bosworth Hall, I'll just do it on my computer. And, Yeah, what else do I use it for? I write a lot for, let's see, I write for a travel blog and a fitness website. So, you know, I'm always using my laptop for that, and it's like my lifeline kind of. Like if I didn't have my laptop, everything would be a big pain. So that is where I really do like technology in that respect. And the final question, do I think it's important for our generation and future generations to keep up to date with technologies? I don't think it's dire, but I think in order to keep up with everyone else, you have to, you know, keep up. Like we could still live fine without, you know, inventing all these things, but I mean, I'm not sure. I think my stance on that is that eventually, I think with technology, it's just gonna create this huge, you know, dichotomy in the world or the U.S. about, you know, you're gonna have the people that invent it and the people that use it, and I think there's gonna be this huge divide, and I think it's gonna be a huge knowledge divide and wealth divide too. So, I mean, I'm fine right now with all the technologies, but you know, if things get like very high tech, I don't think I'd like that. But yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell in regards to technology.